Hi everyone, hope all is well. I'm sharing this information regarding Generation Alpha. I've been thinking about this for the past week and a half, I would say. Just because the last generation was Generation Z, and for whatever reason, they decided to name the newer generation Generation Alpha. And according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet, and then it means something that is first. Okay? In Revelation 22:13, the Most High says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, which literally means he is the beginning and the end. Okay? Now, Generation Alpha are defined as those that were born between 2010 to 2024. Okay. And when the jabs came out, they were pushing for the babies to get them, the pregnant women, and also the baby 6 months of age and older. All right. So we can clearly conclude, why they named the newer generation Alpha, because they're the newest generation, or the first generation of people that are completely modified. And even though everybody were subject or were pushed or were forced to get that stuff, right? But their plan was for them to put an end to the Most High's creation and then create their own. So Generation Alpha is their new creation, their first generation of whatever they're creating, right? Homogenesis, Homo Deus, whatever they want to call them. Okay? Now, this thing popped up on my feed the other day. I don't know why. I'm not a teacher. I am not into teaching, but it showed up. So this is a young lady she's a ballet dancer. She teaches 5-year-old children. And then look and see what she's saying about her experience with the first generation of the modified people, if I may say so.
Pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out. The children today, I have never experienced, and I'm 22. Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life. I teach 5-year-olds ballet, 5-year-old girls ballet. I have a class of 10 students. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. They're throwing things at each other. They're throwing things at other people, other classmates. You say, can everybody sit in their spot? I don't want to, I'm not doing that. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my mom. You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you and fuss at you because you tried to reprimand and redirect their kid. I told a young little girl, please sit in your spot. You're not my mom, you don't tell me what to do. Okay. When our mom came to pick her up, I said, hey, your daughter's having a hard time following instructions, and 7 times today I've had to redirect her to just sit in her spot. Well, clearly she didn't want to sit, and mind you, this is a mom. Clearly she didn't want to fucking sit right there. So, I mean, if she's telling you she don't want to do something, why keep asking her to do it? You know she's not going to do it. What world do we live in?
Yep.
So teachers are clearly tired.
Okay, and this is a 10-year-old that murdered another child somewhere in Sacramento, California.
The Sacramento County Sheriff's Office has announced that a 10-year-old has been arrested after they say he killed another 10-year-old. Our Jeannie Nguyen is...
Okay, I'm not going to play it all because I'm not trying to make another long video. And this is a 13-year-old, I believe somewhere in Florida, who
as he
stabbed
signs
his
off
mom.
Acknowledging his Miranda rights. Rosa confessed to stabbing his mom, Irina Garcia.
What type of knife was it, do you know?
Look at his reaction.
Just a base education knife. That big? Yeah. What color was the handle? Purple.
This confession video played in court 2 weeks ago. The public was only allowed to hear the audio, but Rosa was allowed to watch. At the time, our cameras captured the 13-year-old breaking down as he watched and listened to this.
There's some red stains there. Is that blood? I think it is. Okay. I have a little bit of blood on my hands. On your hands too? Yes.
Okay,
Today, while the teen was in court, a judge ordered Metro West to provide bi-weekly logs of his activities, like school hours and recreation. Rosa, who's in a
Because
juvenile
somebody
wing
stabbed
within
his
the
mom to
adult
death.
jail, is constantly being watched.
Every 10 minutes, and they're supposed to
Okay.
document the same.
And then we have
there was some
this.
failure to do that, and we found that, and the judges
I always forget
wants
to
to
stop
see
the
that Metro West
videos
is
before moving to the next one. Okay. As you can probably already tell, I am terrible with technology, so please forgive me. I am not old. Okay, I should have been able to be better at technology, but that's something that I've never been able to capture for whatever reason. All right, so we have this teen that used multiple weapons to kill his parents. Okay? And then injuring his sister, and then made up a whole story. And this one is 14. He's a 14-year-old boy in California. Now, the Bible says, right? Is that this part that I wanted to show? Yes. It says, hold on. Okay. So now, Mark 13:17-20 tells you, but woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. And pray ye that your fight be not in the winter. For in those days shall be affliction, such as what was not from the beginning of the creation, which Haya created unto this time, neither shall be. Okay? What I think this is relating to, okay, is that the days that they did roll out the mark of the beast, right? The children, they were targeted. I mean, we were all targeted, but then the children, right? The people that were child, they still had to go and see the doctors. They still had to go to get checked. Those that needed to go to the hospital to give birth, they had to go through the process of whatever was required for them. Okay, the babies had to go get checked, had to go and get their supposed immunizations, right? So this is what the Most High was telling us. There's a passage somewhere in Isaiah, I couldn't find it I looked, but I couldn't find it, that says that there's going to be a time where it is better not to have children. And this is the time that we're living in those days, because the whole plan is to get rid of the Most High's creation and then come up with their own. And what they're doing is this new generation, Alpha, is that all of them are going to be homogenesis. All right. And thankfully, the Most High, He is so good. He says in Mark 13, well, the Messiah, He says in Mark 13:19-20, for in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which Haya created unto this time, neither shall be. And except that the days were shortened, no flesh shall be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom He hath chosen, He hath shortened the days. And thank you so much for that.